Hello, my name is Mitch, and I draw Blood Force. And today we're drawing page 19 of issue 2 of Blood Force. But wait, what's that over there?
Hello, friends. Welcome to Blood Force. So this is Blood Force. Blood Force is a comic book that I write and draw. It is both a celebration and a parody of 90s extreme comics, and it is full of crazy stuff like this, and the action is only getting better with every page. And in order to read Blood Force, all you have to do is open the description below, click the link, go to my Patreon, and subscribe there. By subscribing on my Patreon, not only do you get access to the Blood Force comic, all of it in its entirety, you also get access to every video that I make before I post it to YouTube, usually about a week or two in advance, as well as the pre-Blood Force stuff. So we're talking about the sketches I made coming up with Blood Force, as well as a couple of projects I worked on before I did Blood Force. All this for just $3 American. You cannot get Arm Blades and Vengeance for a better price. So subscribe today, let's get Blood Force out on those shelves, and let's give the world the comics it deserves.
That was more Blood Force. Yeah, who'd have guessed? Alright, so we are here. We're doing some more fight pages. Well, really one of the first big fight pages in this issue. Which is nice, and well, it should be nice, except this page actually turned out being kind of difficult. I think I said before there were no difficult pages left, but apparently I was wrong. So I think part of the problem is I keep trying to... I want to make these not like regular fight pages. You know, there's a standard way to do a fight page, where you do a big wind-up, you do a big hit, and guys go flying across the room. And, you know, like, there's no real sequence of events. There's just a punch, and, oh, somebody got slammed through something, and it's very exciting. I don't want to go in that direction. I want it to be a sequence of events if I can. I want it to be a fight. But, yeah, trying to actually execute that is kind of difficult, it seems. So, I did storyboard this out, and the storyboard seemed like fun. I think this is around where I started realizing there was a problem. Because the sequence of events theoretically is... okay, so right after page 18, where Cyber Zerk kicks Hawkstab in the face, Hawkstab's getting up here in panel 1, and Hard leaps at the two of them, just ready to do like a big old kind of AoE ground strike. And Hawkstab realizes what's coming, goes, oh Christ, and gets out of the way. And Cyber Zerk kind of leaps over Hard's fist, and then launches himself off of Hard's, I don't know, shoulder pad or fist possibly, something, over Hard's head. And that doesn't really work. I don't know why I thought it did. Now I'm just trying, yeah. So now it's drawn. It's just like, okay, well now you just kind of gotta get past it. If it looks awkward, oh well. You know. Hopefully it looks fun at least. And there's a couple of decent drawings in here at least. I like this one particularly of Hard. This is about as fun as this thing got. With just gigantic dude flying in out of nowhere. Get a cool Dutch angle going on. And, of course, he's yelling thrust, because that's about the extent of Hard's dialogue. He got a dick pun in somewhere around page 15, so, like, that's it for creativity from him, really. Now he's just down to saying, dick-associated words. That's all he's got left in the tank. I decided to do some reasonably tight penciling on this. Which, I mean, did help out. You know, I mean, it did make it... You know what? It makes it easier when I'm having difficulty in the inking process to just kind of, I don't know, get the thing done at that point. Because it's like, okay, I know where the lines are supposed to be, roughly. Even the bits I didn't shade or whatever, like, I know how to shade something. It may not be particularly exciting, but, I can work something out. Yeah, these You can kind of tell when I'm not feeling it. When you get these figures that, hard there, yeah, that's all good. But these other guys here who look kind of like all their limbs are a little truncated, just like a little bit. They don't look superhero-y. It's kind of like regular dudes a little bit, but even then, it's it's kind of like when Richard Corbin doesn't feel like drawing stuff in proportion. It kind of works for him. I don't think it does for me. And then I had the problem, like I like this hit here, but I wanted to do some motion lines and stuff. And the motion lines kind of obscure Hard's face here. Man, this is a lot of penciling. Usually done by now, I think. So I decided what the best thing to do was to do like a blur effect, which is not something I usually do. I don't know if it was the right decision. It looks interesting, but it's just one panel, so if it doesn't work, then oh well. I think this one up here is the weakest panel. And it was, and it's kind of unnecessary, which is a drag. Kind of wish I got some action into that instead. Oh well. It seems like, sometimes I just can't quite keep from slowing things down, Yeah, trying to do something a little different with the page layout, very, very tall, skinny panel. Next one we'll be doing a little bit more different by just doing irregularly shaped panels. Like still straight lines, but diagonals all over the place. We'll see if that works out. I should go and check out some Jay Lee, actually. That would probably help. Or some J. Scott Campbell. Yeah, see, this pose here from Hawkstab is just super weak. And I mean, he's getting up, he just got hit, but still, I probably would have been better off just leaving him out of the panel altogether. And then I don't know that this isn't clear, I don't think. This stance from Cyberzerk ended up looking okay. I spread it out even more. Yeah, this is a lot of pencils for me. Yeah. Trying to figure out this pose from Hawkstab as he runs away. It's tough. Because I'm trying to get like a stumbling away, and just I think you're just trying too hard to achieve an effect. It's not necessary. Pencil some more, yeah. The idea was, one of the reasons I did this much penciling was because I figured I would try for an inking live stream. So get everything ready for that. So, get all the panel borders ruled up. So we should be getting close to that, actually. Because the lettering here was the end of it. Thrust! I don't think he does it game show style. Oh, is that my ear? I don't think that was my nose. Weird. Okay. Not sure what that was. Yeah, so get everything done before the actual... Yeah. This is the problem. Doing it 11 in the morning on a sunny day, and the glare completely washes out any detail from the pencil. So, I mean, it even washed out a fair amount of the ink, too. But yeah, so get all the panel borders ruled up, get all the lettering done, get the penciling done as thoroughly as possible so that I can just kind of whip through some inks and maybe even get the whole page done on the inking stream. And turned out really wasn't able to do that. Partially because, inking always takes longer than I think it's going to. I tend to take my time on the live streams as well. I'm like shooting the shit with people. So it's not exactly a you know, focus on the work kind of thing. A lot of the work gets done, though. That's one of the reasons I do them. Yeah, so here I'm probably chatting with somebody. But yeah, and also I had a weird kind of numbness going on with my right hand there, so I had to kind of call it quits after a few hours. But hasn't really been bothering me in the last couple of days at least, so hopefully that's not a continuing problem. That'd be nice. But like, just every few minutes it felt like my hand was falling asleep. It's a weird thing. Sucks getting old. And you're like, okay, is this like regular kind of nothing I should be worried about? It'll go away. Or is this nothing I should be worried about because I'm old and my body's breaking? So just like, this is like about as good as it's going to get. Or is this something I should be worried about? Before it was, it was pretty easy options. It was like, if it goes away, then you're fine. If it doesn't, after like a month, you go, maybe I should get that checked out. I had a limp stick around for like a year one time. And then finally it occurred to me, you know what? Maybe I should actually go to a doctor. This is becoming a little ridiculous. Turned out I'd torn my Achilles tendon. Or like, I guess it was Achilles. It was one of the tendons like on the sole of my foot. And it didn't heal right, so the tendon ended up not being strong enough. And yeah, like I'd limp around for like a year after that, and yeah, go to the doctor. It's just like, oh yeah, no, just do these things where you like do foot lifts on like arch lifts on the edge of the stairs. Do 100 of those a day, and that'll strengthen up the thing. It's like, oh, okay, sure. And it was like feeling better after like, I don't know, a couple weeks. I think it still lingered every once in a while, or up until maybe like, I don't know, 6-7 years ago. I haven't had any problems with it since then, so that's nice. Kind of figured I'd be one of those guys that just had lingering foot problems after that, or knee problems. Because I got tendonitis from favoring the other leg. Or, yeah, using the other leg to favor that leg. Man, I should talk completely over hard getting inked. I was kind of going for an exaggerated Art Adams kind of look with hard there a little bit. I think the neck stretchies turned out pretty well. And Cyberzerk here, it's not great. I almost want to put like a sound effect next to him going like, leap! With an exclamation point. It helps with the hair helps to kind of indicate what's going on. It's like, oh, there's motion happening. All right. Yeah, this kind of stuff when your hand's going numb is tough. You see me shake it up fairly often in here, I think. Get all those coils in. But was able to finish up the bottom panel here reasonably quickly, and then I think went after panel 1, because that's the next most fun. And then leave the most boring one, which is panel 2, up in the top right corner there. Didn't take too long to finish up, at least. So I think I waited an extra day or so to finish it, but not so much because I didn't want to do it, it's because I was doing other video things. Where am I going? Maybe just give my hand a break. About ready to start up again? Maybe I should have cut this bit out. There we go. Okay. Yeah, I think I needed a break, bit of a break there. I'm not a big fan of the spear anymore. I think it was when I first put it in, and now it's just kind of like, you know what? From straight on, sure, it's fine. From any other angle, it's a gigantic pain in the ass to try and draw. And you want to get it from other angles to get it looking kind of dynamic and not just like, it's just kind of floating by him. every single time. The brush is getting more fun to use, too. That's always nice. And you need those thick lines for hard there, too. I think I started out where everything was like with O2s and O3s and Pigmas. Just like, yeah, no, you just put like an outline around everybody. Kind of glad I've moved on from that, at least. And yeah, I've got the extra pockets on hard here now. So that's good. Or maybe I should make it so like the pockets multiply as time goes on. You can tell what issue you're in by how many pockets Hard has on each side of his belt there. That kind of thing. And so many made-up muscles. I put a bunch in the leg there too. That's fine. You need to fill up that space. You can't have that space be dead. What are you going to do? Give the colorist room to work? Whose show is this? Yeah, pretty good. Pretty good work on the muscle. And now just shade everything. Everything's shiny. A little bit tough on the abs because I wanted to get that stretched out feel. Like Brad Pitt in Fight Club, that kind of thing. But it's like, man, that build is so far off from Brad Pitt in Fight Club. Man, it's a good thing that I spend so much of my time making videos where I talk. I believe I was using the smallest pen here to really get the detail on Hard's face, which is completely unnecessary because, I mean, if I'm using... This is an 003, which, if I understand correctly, means it's 0.003 of a millimeter wide. That can't be right. Looking at it now, it's pretty skinny. Maybe it's 0.03 of a millimeter. That would make more sense. And then the regular 03 is like 0.3 of a millimeter. It's not 3 millimeters. See, I don't know how this shit works. I think, yeah, the regular 03 is probably 0.3 of a millimeter. I want to see Pigma's, what their guidelines are. I don't even understand what the fuck I'm drawing with sometimes. I just know 05 is the big one. I'm still shading muscles, aren't I? This is like my whole day. Again, getting better at those fists, which is essential. That's like a job skill in comics. It's like having certification. I don't remember what we were talking about here. I think composition. But that's like having your food safe when you're applying it, like, just restaurants and shit. It's like the penciler equivalent is like, can you draw a fist from behind the elbow? Yeah. How about from the top of behind the elbow? Yeah. All right. Good. Glad to hear it. I mean, that's basics, but good. You should. And trying to throw extra detail on Hawkstab's elbow here because the pose isn't great. This turns out it ends up okay. I keep having to remind myself to just like try and make all the poses awesome. Why wouldn't you do that? Even if somebody's like just like reeling, like make them reel in a more awesome way. And I'm finding out back muscles are no fun to fake. So I think I need to use some more references next time I do some backs. Because I don't like doing fake back muscles. Fake obliques and, interior, like forearm muscles, tendons, all that kind of shit. That's all fine. Because it still, like, kind of sticks to something that's similar to human anatomy. It's like, yeah, no, people got obliques. My people just got more. And they're shinier. Yeah, that doesn't look any good. So, shade more. Still not great. It's one of those things. What is this? Page 19. That's going to be... Yeah, that's going to be right next to a spine. So maybe it's not as noticeable, actually. Okay, that's good. Does mean that top right page is going to be one of the first things you see when you open it up, this spread, though. And that's a drag. You have to make sure Cyberzerk comes out kind of colorful somehow. Because his costume's a little bit simple. It's fun. You gotta have some silver in there, obviously, for like I think the chest and, well, obviously the shoulders. And maybe the shin things, and then a different color for, well, and the abs as well, and then maybe a different color for everything else. And the hair. He's just mostly silver, I guess. With accents. French accents. Absolutely. Here we go. One of the things about shading all this stuff in, you do that, and it's like, okay, well, no matter what else you did in this panel, you made that metal hair look okay. So, gotta give you something for that. Okay, that one is, I'm just drawing the same, yeah, the straight-on shape. I think that's wise in this case. It's a bit too prominent. And then the Kirby Crackle. Getting better at that, or at least I'm doing it more anyway. Didn't really think about, like, drawing a prominent supervillain with a Kirby Crackle weapon. He's gonna have to drop that thing at some point, I think. Well, what? This is page... Yeah, this is page 2 of this fight. It's like a 6-page fight. Yeah, I can see it happening at some point soon. But yeah, you can see here what's going on with the blur, where the blur is basically making up the shadows. It's not a bad effect. I don't know. And then I basically just blurred it less outside of those swoops. But it's still kind of blurred. And then, yeah, kind of, hatched in the shadows on his face. Because that swoop is going by. And the blur and everything. And it kind of looks okay, I think. And still didn't black anything out. It still tried to keep all the lines pretty much straight up and down to try and keep that motion to it. Yeah. Like I said, I don't think this is something I'm going to repeat too often. I'm not for sure. But it's an interesting exercise. Yeah, and erase, and then, yeah, oh, definitely need some more detail there. And then on this knee here, because of how I'm doing the shading, this almost ends up looking kind of like Wrightson-y. It's interesting. And then, yeah, because of the angle here, all these limbs look short. The limbs should always look long. And again, keep forgetting to put those diamond patterns on his shin guards. It's a pain in the ass. It's like, well, you made it. And it's like one of the few, defining features on this guy, other than like everything going on his head. Oh, there we go. So that's the end of the live stream. And I thought I was recording where I picked up again, but apparently not. So this is probably a couple of hours worth that we missed, but, or an hour anyway. So, okay, everything's done except for this top corner at this point now. And none of it was really as good as I hoped. That panel off to the side on the left here, that looked pretty great, except for Hawkstab. Panel on the bottom right, everything there is okay, mostly. This panel here, No, I could have done this differently. But, I mean, it's enough to kind of get it across. So it can stick. I'm not going to go redoing it. There's no point to that. And now I get to fill in all this black and try and waste my marker pens. Yeah, this is the joke, is that this giant fucking idiot is going to be just trying to land on them both. Doesn't really care too much who he's human cannonballing. Yeah, this goes fairly quick when it's sped up, at least. This is at 12 times speed. I swear, this scribbling took like half an hour, 45 minutes last night. It's not fun. So I guess this means we're pretty close to the end, actually. Are we done? Yeah, pretty much, like 5 seconds left. Boop, doop, doop. Yeah, a little extra scribble. I don't know. I got really scribbly with that grass, which seemed like a good idea at the time. And then I got another look at it. It's like, no, that's too scribbly. That looks just like messy and lazy. It's not great. Yeah, so I mean, you can see how those two panels finished up. It's okay, I think. Although, Cyberberserk's spear is a little crooked in panel 3 there, unfortunately. Again, that was a panel I think I wanted off. Panel 2 doesn't actually look too bad, looking at it. It's not a terrible page. It's not one of my worst pages. Or, maybe it is. It's probably like lower half, but I mean, that's still not the worst thing. I don't think I've done too many pages that were so bad I had to redo them. I can think of like one or two. And even then, that was because of like lettering concerns. So we're doing all right. And again, I get to move on. I get to start a new page and like take the lessons from this and go, okay, don't fuck it up. Do some cool action. That's all you gotta do. So we'll see how page 20 goes. Yeah, and we're not really all that close to the end of the book. Like, we're definitely in like the last third here. But, yeah, I think this is shaping up to be like a 28, 29 page book. Those like 28, 29 page comics you read? I guess there's actually quite a few of those. But I'm not used to making them. I'm used to reading like 22 pages. That's the standard for this kind of action crap. So, well, maybe in future. Not this issue. No, not in future either, I don't think. But thanks for sticking around through all my rambling. Appreciate it. If you like this video, please hit like, hit subscribe, hit the notifications. Go over and follow me on Twitter. More importantly, go and subscribe on Patreon. That's where these pages go when they're done. That's where all the Blood Force stuff is. That's where these videos go as soon as they're uploaded, before they get to YouTube. That's usually about a week or two in advance. And that's where all of the process stuff and the Patreon exclusive stuff goes. So, well worth checking out. But yeah, thanks again for watching this video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.